Guys, if you're with me, I hit my streaming button just because the market's tanking. I don't even have my real-time streaming YouTube screen up. So if you're hearing me, thank you for joining me. This is Real Crypto. Coming live to you as we're going to have a little bit of a market breakdown. I just recorded a video, but I'm going live instead. I feel it's a little more timely, give you guys a little bit more ability to talk with me and kind of ask questions and just kind of watch it as it happens. If we go down here, we're coming down to this inclining trend line. There's a possibility that we bounce off of this, but the volume so far here is not very good. All right, just getting my live. My computer's very laggy, ladies and gentlemen, so bear with me today, please. Please bear with me. Pretty much gone all cash in my Bittrex account. Very slow. Trying to get this up here. I pop out chat. Okay. Ian, what's up, buddy? Aviad, NORAD. Paul. A lot of people here I haven't seen in a while. I know it's been a long time since we've done an extreme stream. Looks like this extreme stream is going to be in an extreme downtrend. All right. Now I'm set up. Now I'm set up here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let me set up my my video a little bit further here. The end is here. It is very possible, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a good candle, and if this stays, you have 10 minutes, 11 minutes left in this candle. If this candle stays low like this, this is not going to be a good thing. Not going to be a good thing. Austin Clark says, should we buy? I would not buy here. It's not my strategy. If you do buy here, you need to have an extraordinarily tight stop loss, which is just going to get tripped anyways. You want to buy when you have action, when it turns back up to the upside. You don't want to have action right now. All right, there we go. Updating a couple things here. And it's still going down, guys. We're still hitting these lows. Let's go down to the 15-minute chart. Let's kind of take a look here. Yeah, still very not good action. Very not good action. Yeah, Ian there says looking for the big old wick. I'm not sure. Doesn't look like we're going to get it. This is a stair step lower. We don't have that spike low yet. This is the beginning of the move. This isn't the end of the move. So that's what this is right here. If you're on Binance, you know what? I haven't done. Let me see if we have. Hold on a second here. BNB. How's BNB acting during this sell-off? So BNB is holding up. I would probably maybe sell into BNB. If you can do that, I would probably sell into BNB here. Looks like BNB is fairly stable on the Binance. Beastly Bitcoin. Do I think LGR will replace Bitcoin? No? Huh? How can you even ask that? Nothing will replace. The only thing that they can replace Bitcoin is Bitcoin Cash. So, is Bitcoin Cash. You're welcome, Kevin. Ladies and gentlemen, please hit the like button. Please share on your Twitters, your YouTubes, your Facebooks, and your whatever other crypto people you go with. Let's watch this live. Have some chat. Have some fun. Give some people some help during this time of fudness. Pretty much what it is right now. You know, we are just stair-stepping lower. This is overall weakness right here. That's just, there's no doubt about that right here. If we back out to the 2-hour chart, we're now below this rising trend line here, ladies and gentlemen. Now below the rising trend line. We can spike beneath it. If you guys aren't really big on technical analysis, thank you for joining me. And I'll be happy to kind of walk you through this land. So here's another take on this trend line. Maybe we haven't quite broken it. I didn't like how that was drawn. I'm going to take this close over here with this closing low, and maybe we'll call this the low here. So But still, the selling volume is increasing. This is not a very nice candle. We need to see some really big buying flurries come in, and real big buying flurries to come in. If we don't, this is going to continue for a little bit. Going to continue. So Ryan says absolutely hodl. If you're selling, you're crazy. That is a position, Ryan. That is a position. What you have, all you guys have to understand. I'm not here to force you to sell. I'm not here to push you to sell. Okay, I'm here so we can look at the charts together. If you guys have questions, I'm happy to answer your questions. Some people got in at 20,000, and if you got in at 20,000, I don't think you're going to see that for a long time. I just don't think you're going to see that for a long time. If you've got in at 10,000, you still have to and my Bitcoin Cash alarm just went off here. What's Bitcoin Cash doing? Sorry guys, my alarm, my channel, I'm checking it out. And all these coins, Luma's going down. There's Bitcoin Cash. Ooh, that's a lot of alarms going off. A lot of alarms going off there. Ah! What's happening? Is that you guys now? How many alarms do I have going off at the same time? Sorry about that. I don't know how like 4 alarms went off at the same time. I wonder if my alarm went off because Bitcoin just crashed. Here's my alarm on Bitcoin down here at around the 12,381 level, kind of sitting over here under this low, just so I can be warned. And there's another big crack in Bitcoin, another big jump down. Oh, let's go to the 5-minute. Let's see if we're going to get a bottoming bar here. Big volume right here, big volume, but we're not going up. Big volume, not going up yet. Not going up yet. Oh, a little bit of up, a little bit of down, a little bit of up, a little bit of down. I feel like a sports announcer. Turn sound off, retard. If you're going to call me retard, you can leave the chat room. That was a trading alert. If I turn my sound off, you won't hear me talk. And then you'll just be watching yourselves chat, and you'll be watching this chart move. So waiting to see if we get some bottoming action. So far this is not appearing like bottoming action. If you guys joined me on my last live stream, we actually live streamed when the market went down to 10,400. I've got that recorded on the channel. That's a pretty fun video, guys. That's a pretty fun video just to watch that thing actually bottom and catch that. That was a nice buy right there. You saw the volume tick up in Bitcoin. This is the GDAX. I'm on the 5-minute right now. Doing pretty good. You guys doing okay? You guys having fun watching your crypto tonight? Is anyone here, worried about if you think you should sell a position? So Peter says, what would you do if you're heavy in alts right now? Completely move back to BTC or just a bit? Just leave it as it is because I'm just about to go to sleep. That's a tough one, Peter, man. When you're about to go to sleep and Bitcoin's talking, guess what? You don't get to go to sleep. Or you got to hold your positions. That's just the game, my friend. You're in crypto. It's 24/2. There's some buying. There you go. There's a little bit of buying right there. If you go down to the 1-minute, you're probably going to see a nice buying flurry right now. So there's a little bit of bottoming action. Let's go look at the volume here. I'm not getting my clock on my chart here. So far, not looking so great. Just a bounce, just a bounce. There's always someone willing to take a bottom, and sometimes they get hurt. Oh, that was an interesting trade. We jumped all the way down here to 13.1. They jumped all the way up here to 13.35 in 2 different 1-minute time frames. That's a misprint. That's a misprint right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's a misprint. Well, Robert, we kind of all hope it goes up here. I don't think anybody wants Bitcoin to fail. That's not really, we're all here for the market goes up. Raise your hands if you want Bitcoin to fail. I don't think I'm going to get any actual hands raised. And if you are, then you're a sadist because you're in a market that's in a perpetual bull trend. So everything is crashing. You know what? Let's look at everything. Let's take a look at TradingView. Where's my trading view charts at? Let's take a look at trading view. We've got down 10%, 5%, 14%, down 10%, 5%. Not getting prints on a couple of them. We've got down 14%. This is the Poloniex Bitcoin chart. 13%. 8%, 19%. So yeah, definitely getting some downside action. A lot of the currencies. Someone asked me, is this the time to put my currencies into something else or buy more Bitcoin now? So is this? I'm not sure if this is good. I don't know if this volume is good on the GDAX. This doesn't look quite right. Doesn't look quite right. If this volume is correct, this downside movement is not over. This doesn't look like capitulation volume quite yet. We don't have, I mean, the upside volume isn't that good. Looks like we may continue lower here with another leg. Let's take a look at the GDAX. Okay. And there we go down a little bit there, ladies and gentlemen. There we go down there. All right. And we're going down. How's that volume doing? 5 seconds, 4 seconds. All right, Z-Corp says he's not selling anything. Good for you. Everyone's got their trading strategies. Some people are very active traders. Some people are hodlers. It just all depends on your time frame. All depends on your time frame. BitThumb just got raided by the police in Korea now. That's why it's dropping. Oh. BitThumb, huh? They're a fairly large exchange raided by the police. Very interesting. So we had some interesting, if you guys remember the Bitcoin 5,000 high went down to 3,000. That was the China FUD. And, you know, they call it China FUD, but it was actually a legitimate thing that happened. It was FUD in the fact that it could have caused you to sell, but, I mean, that was a real sell-off. 5,000 to 3,000, that's real money. That's real coins. So Manoj asks, when I think the market will settle. Not yet. I don't have a great idea with that. If we really go into a longer term downtrend, it's gonna be a while before we settle. If we're able to hold up above 10,000, that 10,400 level, then the market is settled, and it's just gonna take time for this to play out, which still could take a couple of months. I think it's gonna take a long time for this to play out overall before we sit up here going back towards 20,000. That's going to take a while. Okay, let's check out the Bitfinex chart. Let's see if we get some kind of confirmation. What? Bitfinex apparently a big buy block at 13,054. I've got, if anyone can confirm that, it looks like I've got some feed difficulties with Coinigy here. So let's go to Bittrex, BTC, BTC USD here on. All right, so what's going on here? So kind of the same here. A lot of volume to the downside action. The upside volume so far, nothing to write home about. Nothing to write home about at all. Volume still very negative, still very negative. All right, so I go ahead and did that. And going back to the GDAX, we're still here sitting at, yeah, we're still here in declining volume. Not good action here. This is not good action. This looks like legitimate volume now that I refreshed my screen. All right, let's check out what the chat. So, Manoj again, what will happen with the Korean exchanges? I've got no idea. I haven't read the news. I was actually hanging out with family and friends. It's my son's 7th birthday. You guys want to say happy birthday to my son, Ethan? Not that any of you care, but it's my son, and he's 7, and he's awesome. So I was hanging out with him today for his birthday. So I haven't read any of that news. I'm not sure what's going to happen. If they get raided, that's bad news. That's bad news. Some people are asking, is this the start of the 2013 high scenario? I can't say it is. I can't say it isn't. Let's see. Bitcoin will hit 25,000 by April. Could be. I'd like to see the technical case for that, but could be. Can we Elliott wave analysis on Bitcoin? Why is it going down? Well, if you've been watching my other videos, those will explain to you why it's been going down. We've been stuck in a very large cycle in Bitcoin of just overall weakness, and so this is just another part of it breaking. Doesn't matter why, it just is. Just is. All right, getting a little bit of pump here. Let's see if we get some volume running in here. If this gets sold into. Okay. I can get some happy birthday Ethan wishes. Thanks. There's always a lag on the chat, guys, about 15, sometimes 20 seconds, depending. All right, nice big upthrust here on Bitcoin. Volume, not so great. I'd like to see bigger volume. We've seen, let's kind of zoom out here a little bit. Not bad volume, though. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe this is the little short-term bottom we've been looking for here. So maybe this is something buyable with a potential about a 4% stop loss, maybe, if you want to take that. Korea is passing a bill banning all exchanges, also India. Man, why is everything crashing? So, Ray, the reason everything's crashing, apparently exchanges are being raided in South Korea, and apparently India is thinking about banning exchanges. So we're going to have some very interesting political things happening here. If we do end up with China banning exchanges, if we end up with all these many different people banning exchanges, that's not going to be good. That's going to take all the liquidity out of the market. All right, maybe that's the bottom. Maybe that's the bottom there. We'll see. So far, going up, looking good. Coming up to a little resistance here. I'm on the 1 minute. Let's go to auto. Let's see what happens here at this resistance. See if it breaks or not. The volume is light, so it could come up and bounce straight back down if they're looking to sell it. If they're looking to sell it, this is a good time to sell it. Austin, I'm doing a YouTube live stream here, buddy. So I do have some people in the chat room that I've been reporting that, so I haven't seen it myself, so that's why I say supposedly, but I do believe they are correct. I don't think they're lying by any stretch of the imagination. And Krishna says it's illegal to trade cryptos in India. I did not know that. I've seen several Indian people, and not one of them has mentioned it's illegal. They must be using VPNs or something. So time to buy here. I'm not super happy with this upside action. Getting a little bit of selling here. Not my favorite time. If you want to buy, I'd wait a little bit. I'd wait to see if this settles out. Maybe test this low again. We need to put in a higher low if this is going to be the little low. Only a Sith sells. I like that. That's funny. That's funny. Oh, that's hilarious. That's pretty good. Let's take a look at some longer term charts. I'm not sure how many of you are subscribers to my channel, Real Crypto. If you guys like the content, please hit that subscribe button, hit the alert so you get notified when I put out new videos. I know lately I've been really negative on Bitcoin, and that's just because of what I see in the charts. So let me just walk you through really quickly. Just give me a couple of minutes here, okay? Couple of minutes. So first thing, we have this rising channel. We have this this rising channel in Bitcoin. Rising channels are technically bearish. Also, let me get these weird things off of here. Okay. Also, Ever since we hit that 11,500 parabolic top, apparently that wasn't a parabolic top. That was actually the beginning of the fourth base. This is your blow off parabolic top. Now, when you have a parabolic move in any asset class, that is the end of your run, generally. I say generally because anything can happen in any asset. I'm not a believer in hard rules when it comes to trading. I'm a believer that everything is flexible. Everything is flexible, and while this could turn around and go right back up, it's highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. So after a parabolic run, if you're not familiar with what a parabolic run is, this is a parabolic run. It's where you get the parabola effect, okay? Where you get the parabola effect. Now, we've seen this in Bitcoin before, and that's the whole reason for the Bitcoin for that prior video, was because Bitcoin has gone parabolic twice before and has had the same action twice before. They both retraced about 70 to 80%. Okay? So, and they didn't do it immediately. It was kind of a slow melt down. And so, you know, my prior videos have been kind of talking about that. And like I've been saying, I wouldn't liquidate your positions instantly on watching my video analysis. But what I want you to know is that that's a possibility, okay? And a lot of people say hodl. A lot of people say hodl. And you know what? Trust me, I believe in the hodler creed, to be quite honest with you. But if you don't want to hodl through an 80% potential down move, hey, I don't blame you. If you got in at 20,000, okay, and you don't want to see this thing down at 10,000, if that's going to tear your guts out, then you know that maybe this isn't a market you should be in, and maybe you should just bow out, because eventually it may get back down to 10K. Anyway, that's the reason why I've been kind of, you know, bearish on Bitcoin a little bit lately. Plus this action, none of this is bullish. I mean, everyone that says hold, buy, that's not my thing. I don't do that. I don't just buy on faith. And I know Bitcoin is kind of a faith movement, but at 20,000, I think you have a little more risk on the table than you have reward for the intermediate term future. And trading and investing is about risk to reward. So that's kind of my take on that. Okay, so Minosh says, what are the semicircles on your charts? Let us know. Yeah, this is a chart pattern called the head and shoulders. So here's the head. This particular pattern has two shoulders. This is kind of a lower shoulder here. I can delete that. This is a complex head and shoulders pattern. It has an implied downside price target. And I think last time I charted, it's at about $6,000. That's the potential implied price target for this overall head and shoulders. Now, we haven't broken to the downside in this pattern yet, so that is not a for sure thing. It's not a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's just a chart pattern, but it is what it is. All right, so what do we got here? Semicircle, stock market, bounces to buy Bitcoin on the 15th. I don't know. Why are people panic selling and everyone knows how BTC is? Well, not everyone knows how BTC is. We have a lot of new people in this market, so that's kind of something. Thomas, thank you very much, sir. $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Thomas. If Bitcoin bear market, what will happen to altcoins? You know, Thomas, I've been mulling through that in my head for a little bit. The history with Bitcoin is that when Bitcoin tanks, everything tanks with it. So if everything being equal, alts will go down too, okay, with everything being equal. Now, at some point in time, I do believe, and I don't know if that time is now, at some point in time you will get a divergence where the whole altcoin ecosystem isn't as dependent on Bitcoin as it is now. That being said, when you look at the whole cryptocurrency space, to be quite frank with you guys, as a guy trading with a ton of money in cryptocurrencies, this whole thing is a joke. The whole crypto space is an absolute joke. In no way, shape, or form is any of this worth $700 billion. There's zero chance it's worth $700 billion. Now, I'll give you that I think Bitcoin, it does have value, and it could be $250 billion. I think Bitcoin at $250 billion, if that's what the market's valuing is, I think that's fine. I have no problem with that. But Ethereum at $100 billion, I think is extraordinarily overvalued. I think Ripple at $100 billion is extremely overvalued. And every other altcoin is extraordinarily overvalued. The only ones that have any legitimate value in my mind is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and probably Litecoin would be the next one, and then maybe Monero or Verge. But other than that, all these blockchains that do all these little silly things, guys, they're worthless. They're literally worthless. Now, okay, that's the bad part. Okay, the good part is that there's millions of people involved in this market. This whole market it's such a phenomenon. You guys have no idea, or you do, of just how phenomenal this market is. To be able to trade an asset from nothing and go up 400% in 2 or 3 days just doesn't happen. It never happens. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it's just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you have to partake in it if you're involved in trading whatsoever. So, getting back to Thomas's question, if a Bitcoin bear market happens right now, I think the whole market goes with it. I think a few select ones may try to withhold and hold up. Maybe Ethereum won't go down as far. Maybe Ripple maybe won't go down as far. But I think Ripple has a long way to go to the downside. Let's look at Ripple real quick since I'm talking about that. If you guys don't mind me getting off of Bitcoin here. So going back to that whole parabolic run theory, here's another parabolic run. It just went straight up there. And we've already come down, looks like 50% in Ripple. So we've already withdrawn 50% of the value from Ripple here. So, I mean, it still can go down lower. If you look at Ethereum, and I always go back to this chart when I look at these altcoins, people are, we've been making fun of it in my chat room, okay? I've got a chat room that I do, and we've been making fun of it, some of us more experienced traders, about people all of a sudden believing in Cardano, believing in Tron, believing in all these little coins that just popped up. And the reason we're doing that is because we've seen these cycles time and time again. We've seen anytime a coin moves up huge, they're the new everything. They're the new everything. You know what I'm saying? They're going to rule the world. And it's people only talk about the coins that have huge pumps, but they don't necessarily all work out that way. So I was going to look at Ethereum. The reason I was going to look at Ethereum, all right, let's get back to the... Now I'm just kind of talking and ranting, guys. Sorry about that. I know there's some comments I like to get to, but they're coming fast and furious. So, okay. So this is Ripple's run earlier in the year. Big 5,000% move to the upside. Or 3,000% move, whatever the actual percentage was. Well, guess what? It came all the way back down and retraced 68%. Okay? All these come up and they all come back and retrace. Now, that was also in move with Bitcoin as well. This was in confluence with Bitcoin. So if we tank, I think that Ethereum tanks too. I think a lot of the alts tank. So very long-winded there, Thomas, to answer your question. I think we're all going down if Bitcoin goes down. So let's get back to it here, GDAX. See what's going on. Last time I looked, we were poking to the downside, and we're still poking to the downside. Not healthy action here. I gotta check out my stuff on Binance. I'm sitting here talking with you guys. And that healthy bounce, or that unhealthy bounce I was discussing earlier, did not, yeah, so far hasn't worked out so well for everyone. So, let's see here. All right, let's go check out. So, people get mad at my worthless claim. ADA is not worthless. So, I know a lot of you guys have these projects you like. What I mean by worthless is this. ADA is literally worthless. It doesn't do anything. Like, it literally doesn't do anything. It is in... I like what they're doing. Don't get me wrong. I like ADA. I like what they're attempting to do, but they haven't done it yet. That's what I'm referring to, guys, okay? When I say these things, you guys have to think about it from my perspective. When I say all these coins are worthless, you can't just jump to arms and think that I hate every coin. No, I think ADA is a good project, okay? But it's a project. It's not a business. There's no blockchain. You don't run apps on it. You can in the future, but it's not worth $20 billion right now. It's just flat out not. All right. So that's what I'm referring to there. So Ethereum actually has a lot of investment from very large businesses in it, but it's not worth $100 billion. Ripple actually has some business use case, but it's not worth $100 billion either. It will get there someday, but How low do you think Litecoin and Ethereum are going to go tonight? I haven't looked at those charts, Perry Patel, to do that. Maybe in a little bit here. Can you please check Ethereum Classic? It's about to moon. Ethereum Classic is about to moon. That seems highly unlikely in this market condition. Where's my Ethereum Classic in my chart here? Yeah, let's type it. Ethereum Classic. 788 of you out there hanging out with me today. Thank you very much for joining me, ladies and gentlemen, kind of watching the Bitcoin carnage, talking about the markets. Please hit that subscribe button if you like the content, or if you hate me and want to leave hateful comments. Hit the like button, share the video with your friends, family, and people that generally trade Bitcoin. So there you go. Thanks for joining me this evening. I see no mooning in Ethereum Classic. This is not mooning action in Ethereum Classic. Okay. Well, what happened? I just got bounced around here. Let's see. Candace says, buy now before it's too late. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that. You get a big 12,935. Let's take a look. So now we're back below 13, and we're continuing lower. Okay, so we're getting down here towards this. So we've already broken this inclining trend line here. Let's get back to my other chart here. We've already broken... Where'd it go? Or have we broken it yet? Yep, there we go. Okay, so our inclining trend line has been broken in Bitcoin. So are we going to get that big washout candle? We've been talking about that on the daily. If you guys did not see my last video, what I talked about was if we have a big candle to the downside here, then that is a huge knife in the back of Bitcoin. And so far the volume's not there to support that particular claim. We have 3 hours left in this bar, so we're not getting huge volume here on the daily. Go down to the 4 hour. The 4 hour volume here, not very healthy. That is not a healthy volume candle. This one, just getting started, so that's really not healthy for just getting started. Another thing to notice here, ladies and gentlemen, is the rising volume here on the downside from this high. So that is not very good. Not very good here. Okay. And Kumar Dillip, if you're going to go ahead and shill in my chat room, I will ban you, just so you know. Okay, .com, where that 20,000 BTC at, though? Yeah, there's a gentleman on one of my videos that bet me 1 Bitcoin that we would get to 20,000 by last Sunday, and he did not give me my Bitcoin. He didn't give me my Bitcoin. Can you imagine that? Not giving me my Bitcoin. After we put a bet out there, and it's on the internet. Everyone saw it. Everyone saw the bet. Didn't give me my Bitcoin. You never know. You never know there. Someone likes some analysis on Litecoin. Sure, let's do some Litecoin analysis. Down 11%. Litecoin's been overall weak. It had a nice big bounce here, but it's just been weak. So it's just, I think it's headed lower with the general market. Litecoin has been a little, has not been as bullish as the market. So it tried to break up above this trend line. It failed, and now we're going lower. So the analysis is lower for right now. Will Sub and Ripple go up because of the bans? Yeah, I'm not sure there. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what bans you're talking about. The exchange bans? Talking about the exchange bans? I don't know why that would make Ripple and Sub go up. Should have set up a smart contract for that BTC bet. You know, I thought about that, Beasley Bitcoin. I thought about setting up a smart contract, but, you know, I was busy doing other things. But, hey, it could have got me $13,000. Jason, ETC analysis. I did an ETC. Well, I looked at it for a minute. It is not looking so hot. Not looking so hot. Yeah, John. Crash's reaction to South Korea raiding cryptocurrency exchanges and moving to ban. Yes, I mentioned that a little bit here. Thanks for pointing that out too. Guys, if you have some news, even if, just put it out there, guys. Just put it out there. Put the news out there. You know, there's a lot of sources for news and information, and I can't keep up with all of them. I know a lot of people have a hard time doing that. All right, Motivation says, been trading on an exchange where I can trade USD for BTC, Ethan, etc. I want to switch to start using BTC for altcoins. How do you know when to buy if Bitcoin is always changing? So that depends on your strategy there, Motivation. If your strategy is to gain Bitcoin, if all you want to do is gain Bitcoin, then what you can do is look at the Bitcoin charts and trade when things are trading strong against Bitcoin. Okay? If you want to just make money, then you can look at the USD chart and trade against the USD chart. It just depends on your strategy. But both are very valid, both are very viable. As long as you're making money in some way, shape, or form, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you at all. Is Bitcoin turning around? Let's see. Ooh, we had a little bit of bottoming there, it looks like. It looks like low volume again. So we had a bounce like this earlier, right here. We had a big red candle. We started bouncing up. We came right up to this resistance, and I said, let's see what happens up here, and then it just failed. This resistance is actually right here. It's very low resistance level for this particular move. But I will say, though, this volume candle is a very big volume candle, and not much downside action here. So there's a potential that a short-term bottom has been put in here. Let's take a look a little bit further. Let's see here. So maybe we get up to this level, the 13.3 level. Maybe we rise up there. This looks a little too low. Little round over there, little bottoming candle, but oh, there we go. Popped right up to that level. I just talked about that. I literally just mentioned that, and it literally just did that. So whoever did that in my chat room here, thank you. Thank you for doing that and apparently making me correct. Or not. Let's see. But yeah, so that is a little bit of resistance right there. This resistance was hit. This resistance was just hit. Let's see what happens. But the volume to the upside here, not very good. Not very good volume to the upside. I would like to see more on this candle specifically. So, yeah, there you go. Real Crypto, how long do you think it will take for the market to become a bit more stable and go up again? A week, a month, 3 months? So, look, my channel name's Real Crypto. I'm not a pumper, okay? You're not going to come to my channel and see me pumping some bullshit coin. You're not going to come to my channel and I'm not going to make you feel good, okay? I'm not here to make you feel good. That's not my job. My job here, I feel, is to educate you and to give you tools so you can go ahead and make good decisions. Okay, I can't make your decisions for you. Okay, you take my small input, make a note of it, and weigh it against all the other information that you are getting. Okay, that's all you can do. If you're new to Bitcoin, I feel your pain. I was once new to the stock market. Lost a shit ton of money in the stock market because I thought I knew what I was doing, but I did not. Okay, took me a very long time to learn what I was doing, and there's times to this day where I still think I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, the market does crazy things all the time. Market does crazy things all the time. Now, keep in mind, we haven't even fallen that far, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put this in a perspective. I mean, let's put this in a perspective. It looks bad on the right side of the chart. We're falling right now, but we really haven't gone down that far. We really haven't. I mean, we're still holding above this low. We're well above this 10,400 low. So the bottom hasn't fallen out of Bitcoin. Okay, there's no bottom here yet. All right. It could bottom right now. We could get a nice big buying flurry and come all the way back up. It doesn't look like it. Okay, if you know anything about charting, if you know anything about technical analysis and take your emotions out of it, which is what I'm trying to do with you people. I'm trying to educate you. Okay. And I've recently gotten a lot of exposure in the crypto markets here on YouTube, and I've had a lot of interest. I've had a lot of interest from people trying to see the markets how I see them, okay? Because a lot of people don't necessarily understand how to view market in a holistic fashion. There's a lot of hype in cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of FUD. There's a lot of everything in cryptocurrencies. I'm here to balance that for you guys, okay? That's how I view my job here. I view my job as a way to balance you guys, okay? Because there's a lot of guys out there trying to hype you, trying to get you on BitConnect to join their platform and all that stuff. A lot of guys trying to get you to buy Bitcoin and HODL so they can get 100,000 subscribers just because they make you feel good. I'm not here to make you feel good, okay? That's not my job. My job isn't to make you feel good, okay? I really view my job as to help you guys save money, not lose money. That's what I feel my job is. So anyway, the whole point about that is that I don't know where Bitcoin is going. All I can tell you is what's in the charts. No one knows where Bitcoin is going. All they can tell you is their opinion. If they're going to do anything fact-based, they're either going to have some very good fundamental information, or they're going to do some very good charting, which is what I try to do every time I put a video out. And I don't always get 100% my point across. I can't do that on YouTube. I have a 30-second, my average view time on my videos is 5 minutes, but my average video is 12 minutes. So I can't reach all my viewers the way I would like to. But that being said, the right side of this chart sucks. It just really sucks. There's nothing really good about this, okay? There's nothing really good about this. There's really nothing good here. A low float to the downside, like what we're witnessing right here, and what we've been witnessing for the past, how long we've been doing now for this, for 41 minutes. A long float to the downside is actually worse than these huge spikes to the downside, believe it or not. These huge spikes get bought up very quickly because there's a euphoric selling, and then that's where the guys that buy bottoms come in. Okay, if we float lower, the guys that buy bottoms never come in because there's no euphoria. The people that buy bottoms in the market look for panic selling. They look for panic selling. If they see panic selling, they'll buy. If they don't see panic selling, they're not going to buy. That's why a low float is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. So, that may be the problem with this market going forward. Now, 1,100 people here now. I'm going to show you, for those of you that haven't seen, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I did want to show you what the 2013 meltdown looked like, just for comparison. I've been comparing this to 2013. Don't take this as gospel. Don't trade this like this is the only option available for Bitcoin. I'll go through some more options in a minute. But back in 2013, we had, I'm on GDAX, that's why it's not working. You have to go to Bitstamp to get 2013. Okay, the last time we had a parabolic move in Bitcoin was 2013. Okay, this was the last time we had a parabolic move in Bitcoin. The markets are very, very similar. Very similar. We had a big drawdown. We had a nice rising up on lower volume, and then we had a big spike down. This is the candle that I'm scared of in Bitcoin. This candle right here. All right. See this candle on this big volume right here? Even though it was bought up, all the way down here was bought. That was a panic buy. Bitcoin never touched this again for over 2 years, okay? So I'm not saying we're going to do this, but I'm saying in the charts, beware, because these are rhyming. I'm not saying that this is the chart I'm looking at. I'm looking at this big parabolic move up. I'm looking at the end of a parabolic run and what happens at the end of a parabolic run. That's all I'm saying. So, all right, I'm done with that. Done with that. But I did want to put that out there just so everyone's informed. I know there's a lot of you out there that haven't seen my video. Anyway. But yeah, so right now we're sitting down here at the lows. Still haven't broken this low. So we don't have that candle yet, guys. It's not here. The world's not over. World's not over. All right, let's get to some comments here. Junk Haven's going to buy everything. Fake news. HODL. What's fake news, Junk Haven? What's fake news? I literally showed you a chart. That's not fake. Do I think Tron will break 20 cents again? Do I think Tron will break 20 cents again? Ah, Luna broke that trend line with gusto. Tron. Let's take a look at Tron. We'll hit 20 cents again. Yeah, everything. I think everything will hit its. Its high in time. But the key there is time. That's the key there. That's the key there. Okay, so what do we have here? Yeah, I don't know what 20 cents is on this particular. You're looking at CoinMarketCap chart, I think. Manoj asks, can I explain simple resistance to beginners and simple chart read? Not in the scope of this video, unfortunately. Not in the scope of this video. Why did everything just freeze? You guys hear me there? You guys there? I'm not getting any chat action at all. I'm not getting any chat action whatsoever here. So I'm flying blind for this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if I can refresh this live chat or not, but all right, let's go back to Bitcoin. See what's going on there. Getting a little bit of bottom here. Checking out the bottom. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Two big candles there on the 15-minute. Two big candles there on the 15-minute. Still doesn't look like we're done. Yeah, still not quite looking complete here. And I don't know what happened to my chat here, ladies and gentlemen, but I do not have you guys on chat. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, we moved at least. That's good. Guys, are we working here? I literally don't even know if I'm still live with you guys or not. And I can't see the chat. I'm going to refresh my live screen over here. Bitcoin trying to put a bottom in right here. Trying to do that. We'll see what happens. Did I just get signed out of YouTube? Very confused here. You guys are saying I'm alive. I had a... Wow. Not quite sure what's going on here with... I'm not sure it's my computer or YouTube, but it looks like I'm still going. I apologize about that. I had apparently a big glitch where I just went blind to the world here. Resetting some charts. I'm going to get rid of this live chat here. So we're going to go back out to my pop-out chat. Okay. On the 1 hour, what do we have here? Let's see. Let's go to 5 minutes, see what we see here. All right. Complete FUD news, they're saying now. Apparently the news is fake from Korea. Man, who's trying to buy this Bitcoin, man? Seems like Wall Street games all over again. All over again. Okay. Yeah, so our low of 12.8 here, really not that low. We had this nice cascading sell-off here in Bitcoin. It's like all the selling stopped on a dime. Selling on a dime. Let's see here. Not doing too bad. Looking good here right now. Looking pretty good here right now. Let's go check out on a longer term time frame. So our volume, major downside volume. There's a lot of selling action right there. Apparently people don't, I mean, we're not getting a big buy to the upside. We're not, I mean, usually after a bottom like this, you're going to see some euphoric action. You're going to see more of this type of candle wicks to the downside. We're just sitting here on the GDAX. I'm not sure what's going on. This is highly unusual. Am I getting a bad print or something? I don't know. There's a print. Brandon's asking what coins have a business I believe in. So this is just an opinion, okay? This is not trading advice. I would not buy or sell anything based on what I'm about to say. Ripple's your best coin. I think Ethereum's your next best coin until ADA, if it can get its act together faster than Ethereum can, which apparently the founder of ADA thinks he can. If they can get their act together faster, then they're going to be the winner. I think IOTA has a very, very interesting use case. I think it's extraordinarily early for anything IoT. IoT is still extraordinarily infantile in pretty much everything. You have just thousands of different manufacturers putting out millions of different products that just do very different things, and there's no TCP IP for IoT, and I know that's what IOTA is trying to do, right? There's a couple of those trying to do that. So, you know, I think those are the best businesses. I think there's some smaller projects that have a lot of promise. Omisego probably has a tremendous amount of promise if crypto is to take off, and you know, some ones like that. So we'll see. Yeah, so this is not looking very good here, ladies and gentlemen. If this were to be a bottom, you would see lots of buying volume. We do not see that, okay? We do not see that. Guys, just take your emotions out of it. All you guys, just take your emotions out of trading. You just have to do that. If you're just looking at charts, looking at buying and selling, then this is not bullish. So, yeah. Rafa says South Korea equals North Korea. You know, I've thought about that. I've thought about if they just got some tunnels into South Korean networks and just using it, and so they're the ones trading that, because there's no reason that South Korea would have that much volume unless it's a state actor, which would be North Korea. And apparently their whole economy is run off of Bitcoin, so I don't know. Should I sell my Bitcoin? You know, Marcus, that's a very personal decision. I just got to be honest with you. I don't feel comfortable telling someone to sell anything, okay? It's a very personal decision. What are you comfortable with? Ask yourself if you're comfortable with a lower priced Bitcoin. Are you comfortable with 11,000, 10,000? You know, where are you uncomfortable? Are you willing to hold Bitcoin and turn your computer off for a few years? Then don't worry about it, okay? If you need your money to live, don't trade cryptocurrencies. If you've got $1,000 in the bank, don't put 800 of it in cryptocurrencies and try to make $10,000 out of it, okay? There's too much pressure on yourself to trade that effectively. You can only invest effectively with money that you don't need to pay your daily bills with. It's the only way you can invest effectively. All right, and I'm going to talk about all of that in my trading course, the whole psychology behind trading, all of that. I'm working on all of that. Mohaven, I'm so dumb. If you think North Korea equals South Korea, you're so dumb. I would really like you, if you're going to put out a comment like that, if anyone's going to put a comment like that, elaborate a little bit more, okay? Just elaborate. What do you think of the Nucleus Vision ICO? No idea. I have no idea about the Nucleus Vision ICO. Okay, want to buy Bitcoin, but I'm not sure if I should wait and see if it breaks lower or invest straight away. Any advice? I believe in the technology of Bitcoin that it will reshape the future. Remiculous says that. So Remiculous, um, I would wait. You don't have to buy right here. If you want to actively kind of watch the markets and kind of be an observer and pick your point to get in, you know, you're going to want to wait for a really good high volume candle to the downside. You know, I think that's what you're going to want to wait for. I don't think you. Another way you could take it too is if, say, you want to invest $1,000, maybe you leg in with, you know, $300 every month or something like that. Okay, you can leg in if you want to get into the cryptocurrency space. That's something that I think is great. I think it's fantastic. It's perfectly acceptable to, you know, to invest a little bit here, a little bit there. I think that's awesome. You don't have to blow your whole stake at one time. You can layer in, especially if you're not really kind of up to price action. So. Hoshimi says, I'm comfortable with trading through the dip. Should I sell one of my alts with the lowest percentage drop in the past 24 hours and trade it to gain another alt with the highest percentage drop in 24 hours? So you're saying trade a weak coin for a strong coin? I think, is that what you're saying there? You know, that's always a gamble. You have to take each coin individually, and I think Bitcoin does rule. So if you're going to stay in the markets, you may want to hold that low coin, because those low coins sometimes tend to come back the best, and they tend to retrace the entire move. If this is the bottom right here at 12.8 in Bitcoin, if we don't break lower, which I think we will, but if we don't break lower and this is the bottom, those altcoins are going to come right back. The problem is when you sell at these extreme lows. Now, if this breaks further, I think pain in all directions is going to be had. I think pain in all directions is going to be had. All right, getting a little bit of upward movement. Let's see if we can get a volume confirmation on this of some kind. So far, really no volume to speak of. We're still sitting down here at lows. And I'm looking at a 5-minute chart, pretty granular chart. So, pretty granular chart. All right. Yeah, not really good volume here, guys. Not really liking that too much. Let's take a look around at the scape and see what the carnage is so far. We've got 7% down on Ethereum, coming back down from those all-time highs, man. Trying to get up there to 1,500. Didn't quite make it there. Had a couple of big Bitcoin drops to bring it down. So we have really good bottoming here in Ethereum. This bottoming here in Ethereum is better than the bottoming in Bitcoin. So that's not too bad there. We got BCH down 18%, 16%. It tried to have a move today on volume. I actually bought this move. I sold off of when it came back down, I had an alert, and I sold it off down here. Took a bit of a loss on that, but this was looking really good. Volume came in. Looked like it was going to go up. Did not. Got Litecoin down 10, 11%. So Adil says, did you read my comment? Disliked. You know, buddy, I get like 18 comments a second or something. No, 33 comments a minute. So every 2 seconds I'm getting a comment. If you're going to dislike my video because I didn't see yours, then that's a personality flaw with you, my friend. All right. So Litecoin putting in a little bit of a bottoming candle here. Fidel saying Binance really got hacked. What's going on there? All right, so let's see here. We got ADA. Woo! There, down, boy, down. That could be a pretty good buy on ADA. Could be a pretty good buy if we don't break down further. What's it at from the bottom already? 10% from the bottom, 12% from the bottom. So from here, you've got potentially, man, up 88% to all-time highs. So I'm actually not able to get into Binance, which would suck. All right, looks like it's loading now. Yeah, it's loading. All right, let's see if my funds are still there. They appear to still be there. Funds appear to still be there, so that's good. Christian, I'm not going to check the Coinstar ICO. Please do not ask me again. If you want to shill an ICO, go find another platform. Okay. Yeah, my Binance looks fine. For those of you wondering, my Binance looks okay here. All right, let's go check Bitcoin again. Hey, we got a nice bounce on very low volume here. This is definitely not looking like we've bottomed yet. Definitely not at all looking like a bottom. So let's do a little bit of technical analysis. 15 minutes. On the 15 minute, we have a little bit to go by. Let's go take a peek here. I don't like that about Coinigy. I hate Coinigy. You only get so much data. They only give you so much data. Okay. Got a lot of trend lines on this one. Let's get rid of some of these trend lines, see what's what. That's got nothing to do with nothing. All right, let's go down to the 15 minute. XRP, 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 XRP. Sure, I'll take a look at XRP. Thanks for bludgeoning me with XRP. So I have some channels here. Let's see where those are drawn from. Okay, so they come down to my lower channel line in XRP that it's been sitting in. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Coming all the way down to my low channel line. So good for a bounce. Good for a bounce. You know, is it, you know, it could be a pretty good, alright. What a douchebag. Okay. I guess that's what you get when you have a lot of people watching your video. Okie dokie. So yeah, XRP, just weak action, guys. This is very weak action. Come to the bottom of the channel. Maybe we'll get a bounce up here, but a 177 looks to be about where we're at there. That we could possibly go up to there, and then it may roll over. So far, this market is just looking weak. Just definitely weak. All right, go back to the Bitcoins. Hey, we kind of have a mini green candle on the 4-hour chart. 2-hour green. And the 15-minute. Let's check out this. Let's go back to the 5-minute here. Getting any volume here yet? Any volume? Still no volume. Guys, we really need volume to come in and call this a definitive bottom. You're not going to get a bottom without volume. This is rising on lower volume. This is negative action. This is generally how this works. So there's your, I can go to 1 minute to try to. So here's your area maybe. Oh, looks like it breached it just as I talked about it. So let's see if that's your resistance or not. This is kind of a test right here. Good green volume there. We need more of that. We need more of that. So Brandon asks, how do you go about analyzing a company fundamentally for long-term potential team investors and such? Well, Brandon, that's very difficult to do that. Dan, you're welcome. Dan says thank you. You're welcome, Dan. So Brandon, it's very hard. It's very difficult to like actually ascertain what's good in the long term. The only thing good in the long term is network usage. A healthy network is going to be a network that's going to work. That's the reason that Ethereum is leading the blockchain, distributed app network, because they actually have a working network that you can kind of do something with. So right now that's the leader. That's the only one that's leading. There's a lot of very promising projects, but promising doesn't necessarily mean it has value yet. Promising doesn't necessarily doesn't mean a lot. Now, obviously, there's the obvious ones. There's Cardano. I think that is probably, eventually will overtake Ethereum if Ethereum can't get out of its own way. Ethereum seems to be slow to make improvements, and if that continues, then that's going to be a damper on the whole project. And if Cardano is already addressing those fundamental flaws in Ethereum from the onset, then that puts the ball in Cardano's court. But you look at things like that, you want to look at technologically what they're doing. You want to look at what is the market use case for this coin. Okay, there's a lot of network coins I've looked at that have been low market cap that just don't have a very wide network use case. And if they have to search for your blockchain, odds are it's not going to be supportive of a blockchain. Okay, it's you may just want to make your own blockchain at that point and then just side chain off of something else. But if you want to be a platform coin, you have to get widespread adoption, and whichever one gets the most widespread adoption wins. So if you can find a graph which if you can find a graph here that shows you overall Ethereum usage versus overall Cardano usage versus overall EOS usage, and the number of apps. And EOS said they had 1,100 distributed apps coming out on their platform. They said that a couple of months ago, caused a huge spike for EOS. So, however many dApps are going to be on their platform, that's a really big bonus for the platform coins. For all the other coins, it's going to be a little bit different. You're going to have to kind of ascertain, is the project viable? Do they have backers? Is there a healthy team there? Things of that nature. So a lot of it's subjective. Guys, there's 1,300 coins out there. It's a lottery. It's literally a lottery, especially for long term. Long term, 99% of these are going to be nothing. They're going to be gone. So getting some movement in Bitcoin right now. It's sitting here at 13.4. Sitting here at 13.4. Someone says Litecoin's coming back. See Litecoin at 230. See the volume here. Not bad volume here. Not bad volume at all in Litecoin. Bitcoin Cash was down a bunch, down 13%. It was down 14% now. All right, a bunch of these are down. Steam down 25%. So overall, still overall bearishness. Let's see if this is a long-term bounce or if this is a short-term bounce. All right, so ZRX. I don't have them in my favorites. Take a look at ZRX. Go through some coins from the chat room here. I'm going to go to the 15-minute, maybe the 2-hour. Do I think it'll bounce or keep going down? It's looking like down. It doesn't look like the bottoms, but it could be. We're getting a lot of good bounces in alts. So we've seen alt bounces kind of lead Bitcoin a little bit lately. So that could be the bottom. Hard to tell exactly, but it looks pretty good. So let's get back there. Get back to the BTC. Okay. Definitely getting some good action to the upside here. Still volume's a little light though. I want to see, okay, that's better volume. I like those 3 candles in succession. That's better. I do like that. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Are we done? Is that it? Is that all we get? I don't know if that's it. That could be all we get. That's pretty good for a double bottom down here to this level. So we'll see. All I know is this is a big bad candle. That is not a good candle right there. So go going off the 4-hour chart here, we definitely could bounce all the way up here to this 14.1 level without pretty much any problem whatsoever. We definitely should get up. You know, if this is sustainable, this 14.1 level should be pretty easily hit. Let's go to the 2-hour. Kind of saying the same thing on the 2-hour chart here. That's your next so resistance level, I guess. All right, let's see here. This year BTC will hit $0. I doubt that. Highly, highly doubt that. Can the price in this situation bounce to higher prices than 2 hours ago? So like up here, so this would be about 2 hours ago. Doesn't look like it. I don't particularly feel like it's going to bounce all that high. This is a pretty big downside candle, and the action down here, not my favorite bottoming action. It's not even necessarily bottoming action, it's literally just some buying. But I did like those on the 5-minute. I did like those 3 candles in succession. I do like that. We need more of that and less of this. Pretty obvious there. Pretty obvious. You saying falling knife there, Blee? Is that what you're saying? Neblio. Yeah, what's some of these smaller coins doing? Let's go through some. Let's have some fun real quick. As Bitcoin, maybe it continues to drop, maybe it bottoms. Let's go. These are kind of some of my favorite Binance coins here. Let's see what they're doing. We got Ion putting a nice big bottom in here. We got APPC, which was my coin of the day today, until Bitcoin screwed it up. Holding really well. We got BNB. Looking really nice here. BNB is looking fantastic. CND. Yeah, CND broke down from here, and I got out of it, and it's still consolidating. That one's going to take a while to consolidate. We got CTR. Nothing crazy going on there. Not a bad time to get into CTR. Not too bad. We got kind of some low wicks here. Don't know if it's going much lower. This could be a good low entry for CTR there. EDO rolling over. Not a big fan of that action. I'd stay away from that one. Not really too good. I may take that off my list. ENG still continuing to the upside. Pulling back quite significantly. No real volume during the sell-off at all. Very strong. EOS pulled back a little bit. Pretty light volume. ICX. Wow, big bottoming candle in ICX. Somebody wanted that one. We got IOTA, still holding strong, doing nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget IOTA, okay? Just don't do it. Just don't let it happen. That's going to get you. I got my alert set right there. All right, KNC, I forget what that one is. Every time I see KNC, I'm like, what is KNC? What is KNC? We got Lend here coming down towards lows. Poking down. Maybe the bottoms here in Lend. This would be a pretty good risk-reward trade in Lend, I think. Luna. I'm actually in Luna. Pissed me off today. I was looking for a good breakout. Of course, nothing happens. We're in a horribly choppy market. I'm getting to RCN, Lucid. Hey, what's up, Lucid? You guys spamming my chat room. But Lucid, there you go. We'll get to RCN. Is right, or RCN. No, I don't have RCN. All right. So Luna putting in a pretty nice little bottoming candle. No volume again on that sell-off. No volume on the sell-off here for Mod. Neblio, what's this little rocket ship doing? Just kind of rocket shipping. Broke this uptrend right here. It's been basing. I've got an alert here. I need to lower that alert. I'll do that real quick. Since you guys are watching, this is how you use Coinigy. And there's a description in my chat box if you want to take advantage of Coinigy. I like the platform quite a lot. All right, set my alert. Let's set it right there. All right, see what Knowles is doing here. Knowles still holding that uptrend, man. This coin just been stair-stepping its way higher. I don't know if I like that trend line, but it's not. That's kind of the trend line right there. Not too bad there. We got RDN. And buddy there wanted RCN. Lucid wanted RCN. Good. You know, kind of at the lows here. Not bad risk reward on RCN. If you're holding it, I would just hold it. Not too bad. All right, so let's get back here to REQ is next. See what our buddy REQ is doing. Not too much. Not too much. You mentioned, what really is it? RDD. Let's check that out. That pump coin from John McAfee. Pumping and dumping on everyone. I actually played the John McAfee pump and dump, believe it or not. We were live trading that in the chat room. And, man, if Binance didn't close, I would have made like 80% on that trade. But it didn't, and I got out flat. So, okay, so getting back to my list here. REQ SNM, I forget the name of that one. Not looking too bad, low volume on the sell-off. Not too interested in going down. There we got TNT. That one sold off pretty hard. Higher volume, not too happy with that action. And Tron. Everyone loves Tron. I actually bought a little bit of Tron earlier today, kind of on this low volume area, this one nice big green candle. I bought it right on that candle. I'm a little bit underwater, but hey, it held that low really nicely. Very strong action in Tron right here. I know everybody likes Tron. Wobbies after Ven. Those of you wanting to look at Wobby, Ven looking. Oh, I'm so mad at myself at Ven. I was looking at Ven right here, and then I lost track of it for a day, and it just goes. And Wobby. All right. Wobby's a great coin. I do like Wobby. I should just go ahead and put my money in Wobby and walk away. Cyberprompt says, stay away from Tron. Can you explain why, please? Explain why, please. Okay, so that's kind of my little list on Binance here. Just kind of coins I've seen around. APPC is kind of my newer coin I found. Recent ICO breakout. There you go. So there's that, ladies and gentlemen. All right, guys, let's go back to Bitcoin, see what's what. What did I say about IOTA? I said don't forget about IOTA. IOTA is basing. Please. IOTA is basing, and you don't want to lose track of a coin like IOTA that is basing. This is what happens when you get these coins like IOTA that base. Come on. You're welcome. Newsmith says thank you for the stream, interesting and actual. You're very welcome. Thank you for the high compliment. All right. Yeah, so don't forget IOTA. What I mean about that is never forget about the leaders. Never forget about the coins that are doing long bases. Okay? I'll tone it down a little bit.
Good night.
Oh, good night, babe. So, sorry guys, water break. All right, thank you. That was my water break. Okay. Sorry guys, trying to read comments, trying to keep up. They're coming through fast and furious, and I do not read as fast as a cyborg would, so having a hard time to keep up. Just trying to get to some decent comments here that I can comment on. Someone asked about my background. So my background, I've got 15 years in stock trading. 15 years in stock trading. Basically a chartist by trade, trying to hone my craft over over a long time. Doing really good in stocks. Love stocks. My Roth IRA is actually up tremendous amount in the past 6 months. I mean, it's up 400% in 6 months. I cannot be happier with that. So that's kind of my background. 15 years in stocks, technical analysis, kind of picking the brains of really smart people in stocks. All the good guys. Been to a bunch of seminars, talked to a lot of good people, and yeah, found cryptos and love it. So really a lot of fun. Yeah, so my thoughts on IOTA about never losing the strong coins. So that kind of goes back to Ethereum. Ethereum had this huge base over several months right there. And I've got a video on this that says don't forget about Ethereum. If you guys want to watch that video, go ahead, skip around, you know what I mean? It's an old video. But this is the large base in Ethereum when it was back down here at 370 something was the breakout point. When I first started talking about it, it was actually I was accumulating. I actually bought Ethereum right down here in the 300 level. Okay, right down here in the 300 level, and I didn't take all of this move. There's some other altcoins I got into during some of these bases, and I kind of missed my breakout here. But I did pick up a good portion of this move, and yeah, I think I got a lot of this move too. I think I got a lot of this move too. Took a little bit of a loss on this, on some of these big shakedowns. There were some big things happening with Bitcoin, and the overall Bitcoin market has been keeping me a little bit on the cautious side. That's a little bit of my own psychological FUD that I need to get over. So we all have our strengths and our weaknesses. I'm really good at charting. I'm exceptionally good at charting. I'm really good at technical analysis. That's my strength right there. So, all right, they're saying we're bouncing. Are we getting that big Bitcoin bounce? BTC, GDAX, USD. Let's go down to the 5-minute. Check it out. We getting our volume? We've been waiting for volume. Waiting for volume for this to be over with, and then I'm going to get out of your guys' hair. So looking pretty good. The volume to the downside has subsided. This is pretty good volume to the upside. This isn't too bad here. This isn't too bad here. I'm not... Yeah, could be done. We really didn't go down that far, really. We went down like 13%. That's not too bad. Not really. ZCL. I guess if you scream loud enough, you get heard. ZCL. I don't know if I've seen ZCL before. Oh, wow. Where have you been all my life? Is this Z Classic or something like that? Not sure what this is. Very good bases here though on this particular coin. Very good bases here. Carmichael is saying, can you compare this Bitcoin situation to the drop that happened just before Christmas? Yeah, interesting comparison. I haven't thought about that. Just before Christmas. Let's take a look. Okay, so here's December 25th. So you're thinking we're in this kind of a situation where we just drift lower. We're at a high, we come lower, we just kind of drift lower for a little bit. So we're going to have two legs. Is that kind of what you're thinking here? Yeah, this looks like a pretty much a measured move for this particular downward move here. Yeah, basically a measured move. If we get a measured move here, this looks a little bit different. Maybe not so different. Maybe not very different. Maybe the same. We'll see. We'll see. We could do that and put in a brother candle to this and then stair step lower. That's kind of what we did over here. So if you're seeing a symbiotic relationship between this action and that action, I could see that. I could see that. That's a possibility. We get another leg lower from here. Getting quest for Coin. Bittrex, Coin. So many markets. So many coins, so many markets. Whoa, big whip right there. That thing whipped around. That thing got nice big whip. And here's the other thing, right? The last time this had a big kind of candle like this, it still did nothing. Still did nothing. So could be nice for a bottom, but you know, sometimes bottoms take a long time to play out. So the good thing is this pulled all the way back up into the base. It's not sitting lower, so that's very good. You said Neblio breaking out, huh? Let's check out Neblio. That's not really a breakout. It's going up. It's not a breakout. A breakout technically is when something comes out of a consolidation area. This is a very strong move, however. And we got 17% there, 50% up to this prior high in Neblio. But we could easily just pause when we get up towards these levels. Still 10% is not too bad. People looking at XLM. Some Stellar. Some movers from 2 weeks ago. Old news now, ladies and gentlemen. That's old news. So this is what I'm talking about. These big bounces. You see how this one bounced up and then just faded lower. So those bounces don't always continue themselves. If you're going to get these bounces, you got to get them low. If you get them high, there's a big chance that they sell off. All right, check out XRP. XRP. Got the Bittrex. We'll take Bittrex. Actually, I like it against the US dollar. Not liking this action. Ripple's not bouncing nearly as hard as some of these other coins, guys. Keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Ripple had a massive move. Okay, it's not going to keep going up forever. Not going to keep going up forever. So Kosh Money says, do you have a course on charts? I'm actually building my course on charts. I don't have it out yet, but I'm building it. And it's actually more than just a charting course. It's going to be about the psychology of trading, about market cycles, about how to control your emotions. It's quite an involved trading course. It's not strictly on charts, but there is a chart component definitely to it. So, but yeah, XRP just not... It's had a massive move, guys. It's not... These coins can't go straight up. Something has had a I don't know what the move was exactly in this, 1,000+% move, 1,300% move. You know, highly unlikely it's going to go up, especially out of this. So this is a long thing for it just to bounce up from. So it's going to be very difficult for this to overcome this kind of price action. BQX, haven't heard of that one. I've heard of Ethos, but I never knew that was the symbol. Ooh, that's pretty. Is that the longest we go? Oh, see, that's nice. Guys, check this out. These are good charts. I'm looking for setups like this. This is the kind of setups I'm looking for right now. Come on, can I draw a trend line here? There we go. Okay, so here's the low base. You ideally want to buy in this base area. I just did a video on this today for my trading course, as a matter of fact. But yeah, so my trading course probably still going to be a couple of weeks before it's ready. It's a very involved trading course. I may release it early. And do some of the trading and some of the lighter aspects and just add to it as I go. But I'm looking for bases like this. Hey, Neblio just hit my thing there. Please don't scream at me to shut those off. That's very hard. That's not really hard. Why do they continue to go off? It should happen once. Oh, does it do it when I move charts around? It does it when I move charts around. Okay, I'll stop moving my charts, guys. Sorry about that. Neblio. Yeah, so I had this alert earlier looking at this Neblio trade. Just crossed that threshold. If we can get a little bit higher, maybe we won't be negated by this move. But this is already looking a little bit stronger than that other one we looked at earlier. Looking pretty good here. Okay. So let me check. I may actually get in on this Neblio trade here real quick. I'm liking that. That's pretty good. Okay, I've got, what do I have right now? I've got Tron. Let's see what Tron's doing. And I've got Luna in my Binance account. Man, both have come back very well. Man, I was down huge. Edward, was that you, buddy, talking about Neblio earlier? Hey, man, tons of good coins. Tons of them coming back. Good job. Very good job. Good charting. I'm not giving thoughts on anything right now. I'm going to see if I want to buy into some of this Neblio. Maybe get rid of some of my Tron. Let's see here. Yeah, maybe I'll get rid of some of my Tron. Is it just me, guys, or is Binance the slowest exchange? Don't get me wrong, guys. I love Binance, but man, this thing is slow. This thing is just slow. Like, it's slow to do anything. OST. Okay. So take a look at Bitcoin again. If Bitcoin looks like it's finally done going, guys, I'm gonna head and call it a night. I got a big day tomorrow. Big day tomorrow. And I still can't say we're completely done. We've come back to these lows here. We're at a resistance level right now. We're at that 14.1. No, 14.1's way up here. How did I miss these lows? Got Tron right there. Neblio pulling back in. All right. Okay, let's go back to Bitcoin. Yeah, still going up, supporting those levels. Not too bad. Not too bad. Some guy saying Ven is steamrolling. Ven was looking pretty good a little bit ago. Go to the 15-minute. Yeah, it's good volume on Ven. Ven is just very, very good. I did not buy. I did not buy. Litecoin pulling back here. Putting in a pretty decent topping candle. So, yeah, that's kind of the action I was talking about. Weak volume to the upside a little bit earlier. Books for technical analysis. There's not one holistic book for technical analysis. There's quite a few, though. One is the, it's going to cost you a little bit of money, but it's the Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns by Bulkowski. I had a link to it up on my website, but I'm revamping my website to put out my courses. And so that isn't active as of right now. But the Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns gives you a good idea about chart patterns. How to evaluate price action, however, is a different animal. And there's a book I'm reading on it. I'm not really enamored with it, though. Someone said it's really good. I'm not super convinced. It's by Anna Coulling, Coulling, A Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis. I'm looking at it. It's not my favorite book. It's okay. It's okay. Really generic. You know, I'm doing much better in my series. LRC. I love that Binance is on TradingView now. All right, so LRC kind of at the bottom of this head and shoulders pattern. Not bad risk reward. You got 11% to the downside. Was that 30% to the upside? 40% to the upside. 4-to-1 risk reward trade. Not too bad if you want to do that. Maybe a little bit more. Someone's asking for Neo. Yeah, I haven't looked at Neo in a little bit. 114, so it looks like it's... Wow. Big dip in Neo. Big dip in Neo. So this is the bad part about cryptocurrencies. I mean, right here. I mean, that's huge. 16% dip out of a pretty sideways consolidation. 16% consolidation. 16% dip out of a 16% consolidation is extraordinarily brutal. This is why I believe it's really important that you understand what part of the market cycle you're in. Okay, I truly believe that you have to understand what part of the market cycle you're in, because at least with stocks, things kind of run on their own merit, right? Like some will go up, some will go down, even in the same sector. But with crypto, if Bitcoin goes down or up, then your alts are going to go down. So it's a little bit disconcerting to know that the fate of your Neo holdings lies in Bitcoin. Very interesting. I found a very interesting dynamic to this cryptocurrency space. Walton coin. Okay. Oh yeah. Where's my alert on Walton coin? I thought I set an alert. What we got here? 60% to the upside. I'm liking this Walton coin trade. I'm taking Walton coin right now, if Binance will work. Come on, Binance. I like Binance, but sometimes they're like, literally my browser just doesn't even work. Oh, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you very much. 88 and XLM. Yeah, let's check that out. I'm gonna try to buy Walton coin over here. Turns out I can't buy anything. What am I trading with? This is Coinigy. Coinigy uses TradingView, but they've added a bunch more coins, and they have their alert system, which is really good, which is that crazy alert you heard earlier. Yeah, 88 XLM. Yeah, we'll get right to that. Son of a... Freaking Binance. All right, let's check out ADA. And thanks for the super chat, guys. I appreciate that. These live streams really don't... I mean, I don't make money doing these live streams. I'm making a few subscribers, but I do this because there's people out there wanting to chat, maybe have some questions during market turning points. So, come on, man. Okay, so ADA here. So ADA put in that nice bigger bottoming candle. I mean, this is a bottoming candle. This is what you want to see in Bitcoin right here. Okay, this is what you want to see. But overall, the cycle in ADA, this is kind of an abnormal head and shoulders pattern here. I'm not a big fan of this pattern. I would play this for a bounce. I would not hold this long term. Not one bit. Not one iota. Get it? Iota? Oh, I'm in Walton coin. Okay, so yeah, I would play this for a bounce. I wouldn't play this for more than that. I'm trying to buy some of that Walton coin on my other screen here, guys. Sorry about that. OST. You know what? OST was one of my small coins that I was looking at that I lost track of, that freaking just got away from me. I was upset because I really like that. I think that's an interesting project. I don't say that a lot. I think it's interesting. But yeah, so ADA, played for the bounce. I wouldn't hold it longer term. I don't think it's going to curl and go back up. It may. Look, it may. If you want to buy it and hold it for a little while and see what it does, if it does consolidate, maybe get out before it breaks consolidation. So like here, it comes down, it comes up and consolidates. Maybe before it goes back down and does this, maybe you try to get out like right here. You know what I'm saying? So, and the other one you asked about was XLM. How did I forget that? All right, XLM BTC. And XLM, the same fate. You know, Ripple, XLM, ADA, they've all been running in the same fashion, and they're all in the same situation. I don't think you buy any of them for longer than um, a short-term bounce. That's just the way that the chart's going. Yeah, after such a big move, you just can't expect it to continue. You're just being very, very greedy, and I understand. I used to have the same thoughts and the same feelings, but in the short to intermediate term, I mean, the coin's done. XLM is done. Okay, it's gonna consolidate for some time. All these coins that had these huge runs, they're all gonna consolidate. You want to invest the most money in the coins that really haven't had the huge runs yet. Okay, hopefully I answered your question there about ADA and XLM. Check OST, it's really moving. There's a lot of good coins I found out there. When you find more than like 15 coins, you're like, man, so hard to know which ones to put your money into. And that part is a bit of a kind of the gambling part, is with so many good coins, it's hard to know exactly when things are going to run here. So OST not really running. I don't see it really running, at least on the 1 hour. It's bottomed here. So Jamie Diamond, what's up, Jamie? Happy to see you here as always, my friend. Which chart patterns are most relevant to crypto? Ooh, very good question. And that brings up a good point. So again, I come from the stock market, and a lot of these things aren't relevant to crypto, to be quite honest with you. Some of the things don't transfer over very well. Probably the one that works the best is just a super long trend line. Super long trend lines, I know it's not really necessarily a chart pattern, but those work extremely well. You also see these very V-shaped cup with handles, like here's one here. Here's a V-shaped cup with a handle. Those tend to work pretty well in the crypto space. You do see also longer, wider, what are called saucers, like a saucer with a handle. You saw that someone mentioned CVC. You saw it in CVC. Okay, so no, they had a good. That was just a good cup with handle in Civic. So right here, it's kind of hard to see because of the largest wick in history. Okay, so right in this weird shape form. Man, trying to go back in these charts is brutal. Okay, this isn't the one I'm looking for, but anyway, cup with a handle, saucer with a handle. It's a low handle. That's not even necessarily correct. Anyway, those cup with handles work out really well. Those lower trend lines, like here's another one right here, right? Bam, that worked out really well. Those long trend lines in the crypto space tend to work out pretty well. They tend to work out really well. Those are kind of my favorite pattern, even though it's not technically a pattern. It's more of a trend line, but anyway, that kind of is how that's working. So I haven't bought Walton Coin yet. Someone asked me if I was buying Walton Coin. Didn't buy it yet. Just looking at it. Every time I go to buy something, I like to give it a little bit of, I like to say, oh, I'm gonna buy that, and then what I do is I sit on my hands for a little while, because if I buy it right away, then I'm making an emotional decision. I want to make a logical, informed decision. And I can't really do that if I'm just like super duper excited. So it looks like Walton Coin, they're living underneath this rising trend line like I was just talking about. So maybe I won't buy it quite yet, but I will put an alert on. How easy is that to do? Look at that. Alert. Confirmed. Coinigy, guys. Yeah, check it out in my description. There's a link down there. Support the channel. I'd appreciate that if you are planning on getting a good charting platform. I think Coinigy is probably a pretty good one. I did it over TradingView. You can pay for TradingView too and get more charts on your screen, but I actually chose Coinigy. Is Tether a good option for these scenarios? Yeah, I think it is. I think Tether's a good option for a lot of scenarios. I really don't believe in a lot of the FUD that's put out there from a lot of things. So that's just me though. Am I back? Looks like I'm back. I think I'm back. Yeah, it looks like vibes in here looking horrible. Not good action here, vibe, whatever that is. That's not a good coin. Okay, so people are saying looks like I'm back. I'm just going to go ahead and all right, cool. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin. Do another quick little synopsis here, and I may actually call it a night, ladies and gentlemen. Got a big day tomorrow, and we're going down again. Don't go down too far. You're going to keep me here all night, doing another 6-hour stream. Is anyone here for my 6-hour stream back when Bitcoin last came to touch 13,000? Is anyone here for that? Anyone here for that? All right. Someone mentions POE. Let's go check out POE. Let's look at PO. Look at PO. Do I like the Neo project? Yes, I like the Neo project. I don't think there's anything wrong with the Neo project. That's the 15. Let's go to the 2-hour. Man, POE's already had 1, 2, 3, 4th stage base, maybe a 5th if you consider that little one a stage. Coming back here, yeah, a lot of these coins need some consolidation. This one needs a little more consolidation before it's going to break out. So, yeah, give it some time here. Carmichael, I never actually got into Walton Coin. You mentioned if I'm going to sell Walton Coin. I never got into it. Like I said a minute ago, every time I want to rush into these trades in a coin that I haven't done a lot of homework on in terms of charting and fundamentals and stuff, I haven't bought it yet. I do have an alert here. This isn't an automatic buy for me, but no, I'm interested in this move. I think Walton Coin has some promise. It has run in the past, and when I say don't lose those prior winners, this is kind of what I mean. They form these huge, wide, long saucer bases, and these saucer bases eventually break to the upside. I wanted to buy Walton Coin pretty much like almost where it is now. Like here's like I think I wanted to set my alert just above these highs, so I would have probably gotten in earlier, and instead I ended up getting into, because it hit my trigger, was Luna. I forget what this does. I looked into it and I liked it. Here we go. Yeah, I bought it on this candle right here. So I'm a little underwater in Luna right now. Was thinking about ditching it for another trade. Don't know if I'm going to do that. Someone mentioned BTC. BTC, is that bad? Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, so Luna here putting in a bottoming candle, kind of coming back to equilibrium, almost like nothing ever happened, which was really nice because it was pretty low for a long time. So all right. Oh, Polari Collection, what should I do with my BTC? And Europe is waking up. Yeah, when I go to bed, Europe wakes up and pretty much just makes me wish I never had to sleep. Take a little water break here for a moment, ladies and gentlemen. All right, there we go. Lovely, lovely water, ladies and gentlemen. Got a nice 4-stage RO system for like 120 bucks on Amazon. Best investment you'll ever make. All right. What to do with your Bitcoin? Well, I don't know if I do anything with your Bitcoin quite yet, especially if you're just waking up to this down here, okay? If that's what you're doing and you're just waking up, then let me get some. You know what? Let me just get rid of my lines here. Remove all drawing tools. There we go. That's better. Okay, so why is I'm on the 4-hour chart? That's why. 2-hour chart. There we go. 2-hour chart's my favorite chart. Just a personal preference. In the stock market, I live and die on the daily chart. In crypto, it's the 2-hour chart. Okay, so we've already broken through. We've broken through this lower declining trend line, but we're putting in a pretty nice bottoming candle right here at this moment in time. And the longer this goes without breaking further to the downside, the better this candle is going to be. And that being said, we just went red. So Jeffrey Potts says, what's that with the water? Yeah, 5-stage reverse osmosis system. You can find it on Amazon. Just really awesome water. You change the filters. There's a couple of filters you got to change once every 6 months. A couple of filters you got to change once a year, but freaking awesome stuff. Vibe has a Super Bowl commercial slot? That's weird. XVG. Let's look at some Verge. I hate Verge. I've got murdered twice on Verge trades. I despise Verge. Not because of Verge's sake, but because of my sake. So, let's take a look at Verge. Oh, tanking. Verge is tanking. The coin that won't... This coin refuses to put out. Which pisses me off. Alright. Yeah, it's sitting at lows. This is not healthy action. I would not be involved with Verge at this moment in time. Just not healthy. It's down here sitting towards the lows. It's still in this longer consolidation, you know. So that being said, that I hate Verge, I probably will still play Verge if it ever decides to do anything. This is a very large base. I try to play it too early. I try to play a little bit of, not my style, which is a hodl game, and this is the problem when you try to switch your style. And I did it with way too much of my account. I did it with like 30% of my account, and I bought it at like 1850 or something like that, wherever it was. Yeah, this is the wrong. Where did I get it? I think I got it like here somewhere, like on this pop, and then I held and it was doing really good, and then it came back and I was giving it space, and I went to bed and it was all the way down here. Took a big loss on that. So okay, so now that I've zoomed out a little bit here and kind of have a little more perspective on Verge, see, this is my alert up above this high here. So let's reset this alert. Let's go ahead and reset this alert. And we'll set it to maybe right about there. So that's the 1390 level for those of you interested. Not that that's a specific point for any real reason. I just think by the time we get back up here, we're going to be right at about 1300 or so, or 1400. That's kind of my thoughts on that. But I want to wait for this to break this big symmetrical triangle. If Verge can break this large symmetrical triangle, it's going to get up here. It's going to get pretty big. This is about 38 from 13. It's going to do a few 100% there, I think, if it can break out of that longer term. Okay, someone talks about Ethereum. I don't have Ethereum anywhere starred. Alright, let's check it out on the GDAX. Let me get this start on the GDAX. So I'm not sure what your situation is there in terms of Ethereum. There's the first yawn, ladies and gentlemen. The first yawn. The first real yawn. So you guys forget it. Big volume to the upside there on the downside, on the down bar. Good volume here, bot up. Ethereum's really on a precipice right now. It needs to go up, otherwise it's going to wilter. That's pretty much how that works. That's how that's going to work with this particular price action. You know, if you're worried about getting out of Ethereum, you know what, just get out of it, and then you can get back in it. You know, if that's how you want to trade that, you can get out now, and then, you know, if it goes over this 1240 level, you can get back in. It's only going to be like 3%, maybe 3 to 4% that you're going to miss out on if it does that. But if it goes down, it's going to go down below this low, which is probably at least 10% lower if it goes below that low there. So that's something you could do maybe. Not my favorite trade. I like getting involved in breakouts like this would be a breakout right here. This is one of those other weird V cup with handles I was talking about in Ethereum here. Okay, doing well, hit 7 hours. We just looked at XLM. Looking weak. All those 3 coins running last time were looking pretty weak. Okay. So Cyberprompt brings up a point, and I was arguing this with someone else. Not really arguing, we were just kind of debating. Bitcoin's going to pump back to 17,000 or above. Ethereum will drop. It cycles right now between them. That's an interesting theory. When I saw that on one of my chat comments, I thought, you know what, that is an interesting theory, because they both are large cryptocurrencies. I could see things kind of swinging between them, but I didn't really see a huge. I didn't really see that massive of a inverse correlation. Because when you look at it, Bitcoin just dropped and Ethereum just dropped. So whatever inverse correlation there was just negated by this action right here. So we were only inverse for a number of days, like we were back when Bitcoin or Ethereum ran to 400 back in the day, last year. And yeah, that's kind of how that goes. But yeah, so I think we're back to correlated. I mean, if Bitcoin falls and this falls, that's correlation. That's not inverse correlation. And we're drifting a little lower here in Bitcoin. So we'll see if we get accelerated volume, declining volume on the increase, not good. Coming up to my trend line, my longer term trend line here in Bitcoin, not good. Just general not goodness going on here. General not happiness. Okay. We got NEM down 15%, Litecoin down 9 to 10, XRP down 17%, Dash down 11%, back below 1,000 Dash, XMR 366. Let's look at Dash and XMR. Some of the more underrated ones. So Dash is actually that's Dash breaking down, is what that is. That never got above that trend line. Monero tried to have a nice head and shoulders here in Monero. Large downside action, looking down here towards the 290 level, just with a quick stroke of the mouse there. So, not looking super great right now. Bitcoin Gold. Someone mentioned Bitcoin Gold for me to look at it a long time ago. You know, this is the thing with Bitcoin Gold. It is not a Bitcoin fork, okay? It's not a Bitcoin fork. They literally stole the addresses from Bitcoin, gave them Bitcoin Gold to make Bitcoin Gold legitimate. And you're seeing that because, keep in mind, this is an ASIC resistant type of mining for Bitcoin. The whole reason behind Bitcoin is the network. That's the only reason to get behind Bitcoin, is the massive network. So if you're going to kick the network out of Bitcoin, you're not going to have, you're not left with anything. You're left with a brand new network that may end up with no, no use case there. So, and that's what we're seeing here in Bitcoin Gold, is lack of network participation versus Bitcoin Cash, which we've already seen increase many-fold in value there. So yeah, I need to get a new computer. This thing's running hot. Wow. Bitcoin falling. Ethereum's falling with it. It's going back to a symbiotic relationship. Ooh, Ven sitting here at highs. May want to sell your Ven now too if you've got Ven. I'm going to go to cash here myself, actually. Luna, come on. All right. And since I'm thinking about going to BNB, let's check out what BNB is doing as a hedge to Bitcoin. Looks like we're going up in BNB. Let's go get some BNB. Gonna do this off screen here. I'm gonna put my coins in BNB out of my Bitcoin, and there we go. We just bought BNB in my Binance account, so kind of hedging my bets there. Okay, and there's Ethereum, man. BTC. Sorry guys, taking care of some of my business. I gotta save my thousands of dollars. Oh, that's Bitcoin Cash. What am I doing? Come on, come on, come on. And down we go. Where we stop? I can probably tell you where we stop. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that alert because I'm gonna be asleep probably when that gets hit. Okay. Okay, so what we have here in Bitcoin right now Someone mentioned earlier a type of a correlation between the Christmas market, the crash around Christmas time, and this crash right now. And it does look like there's a little bit of a correlation. If we do continue to go downward, there's a big possibility we do a measured move, which would take us down here to the 11.3 level. Okay, that would be a measured move on Bitcoin. That'd be a measured move on Bitcoin. And there's certain times to do measured moves. There's other times where it doesn't work out so well. So you just kind of, it's a little tricky to know exactly when to try to use a measured move. But you know, they're very good for, you know, what they're good for. they're very good for trying to ascertain potential moves, potential price targets, potential you know, points of selling to see if you're willing to hold through a move. So just kind of that whole thing. Yeah, Bitcoin very choppy here. All right, so what are my holdings right now? Why are you still showing a hold Bitcoin? I should be out of Bitcoin by now. Ooh, I got my DNT still. That's probably not good. Got my DNT. It's actually on Bittrex. And it's going to drop again. There we go here. Okay. So I have questions about measured moves, questions about IOTA. Lots of questions. So what's a measured move? A measured move is a move, well, I kind of just drew it out for you a little bit. Let me get back to my chart here. So a measured move is basically a continuation. Measured move is a continuation. That's basically where you take a move that happened, and then you try to infer it, and you anticipate it happening again. All right. So that's a measured move. A measured move is where price moves in a direction, and you anticipate price moving in that same direction again, and it's going to basically copy it. All right, let's go check out Bitcoin chart here. Yeah, we're not really tanking right now, guys. I wouldn't be getting, I don't know if I get too crazy with the sell. Let's take a longer term picture, see where we're at right here. Not sure if how many of you guys are new with me in terms of right now, if you've been with me for an hour or two, but we've done this once or twice. Let's do it again. It's been a while. So where are we in this Bitcoin cycle in the immediate term? Man, more stuff I don't see that I like. I'm trying to find bullish cases here, just so trying to find Bitcoin bullish cases here. So right now we're just kind of sitting at this level underneath this trend line. We're just kind of riding it. Come on. Okay, my trend. Okay, I guess my trend line went away. Okay, so right now we're just sitting here. Okay. Except for right now where we're starting to go down again. Yeah. Alright, 5 minute it is. I'm trying to get bigger picture, but if we're going to go down, you got to stay in the shorter term time frame. So, looks like we're rounding over here, getting lower. Volume not very heavy. 3 minutes left in this 5 minute bar. Double topped here. Technically a lower top. Could call it a double top. Inverted head and shoulders potential right now. If we reversed right here sometime soon, we could have a bounce up here to this 14.5 level, something like that, if we get an inverted head and shoulders here. But this has to hold here pretty quickly. And we're holding up a little bit of bounce, but low volume though. You really want to see higher volume on these bounces. Even if it's going to be a shorter term bounce play, you still need some kind of volume to come in and negate this current action. Otherwise, it's just going to continue. And it's continuing a little bit, just a little bit. Check DBC. I don't even see it on Coinigy. That means it doesn't exist. Doesn't really exist here. So getting a couple thank yous. You're welcome. You're very welcome. There's super chat down below if you guys really want to thank me. Yeah, we need more exchanges. People are stuck at the gates. Yeah, fiat to crypto exchanges. That would be a good business model to get into right now. I think there's some regulatory problems right now with that, at least in the United States. I'm not sure about elsewhere in the world. I think you can pretty easily get into some of these exchanges, but there's just so many people getting into cryptos that it's ridiculous. So Shane thinks we're in a perma bull market, huh, Shane? We'll be at 14K on Bitcoin for a couple more weeks, then we'll have a breakout. Anything lower than 14K, buy it up, is what Shane says. Still, Corey's bearish overall for a while. AEON's your favorite currency. Broke the 50 hour. Yeah, it's not looking great here. Still not super happy with this Bitcoin price action. Funfair. You know what? Something about the name Funfair just makes me not take them seriously, but it is crypto. It is crypto. Yeah, not too bad. Really deep and kind of a really deep, not very wide cup. Very interesting. October to January. I guess it had a bit of a time, but what was the depth? Like 80%? Yeah, 80% to the downside from its ICO high over here. 83% all the way down to the downside. Wow. Okay. Oh, getting bought up. Yeah, guys, we're just in a choppy market right now. I mean, overall, generally, and literally right now, it's pretty choppy. Very directionless. This is at least pointing in a direction, and it's pointing down. It's not looking like it's going to go ahead and actually, you know what? Yeah, volume's pretty low, actually. All right, let's walk through this. All right, huge sell bar. That's a big block. That's a big sell block right there. Big sell block here. There was some buying there, not a lot. And then the selling stopped, and I think this was when the South Korea ban was said to be fake. And then we just have a series of higher volume on the green side and floating down on lower volume. Yeah, this isn't bad. I'm actually not super bearish after I like really dig into this. Not super bearish. I could shift after a couple of candles, but overall we've kind of, it looks like the selling's exhausted itself kind of with this bar and with this bar. And I think I mentioned it at the time, with this kind of selling, this bar should probably be a little bit lower. Then we drifted higher on some pretty decent volume. And then we kind of went low at the top here, which is normal. Rolled over. So yeah, we're just hanging out. Ooh, Edward. Ladies and gentlemen, there's only 515 left. We had 1,300 people in here at the peak of the stream. I want to thank you guys for joining me. That's a lot more than I've had by quite a wide margin. A bit about market cap. Okay, just a bit about market cap. So let's take Bitcoin. Let's just say there's a full 21 million coins in Bitcoin. They're each worth $1, just to keep math easy. All right, so $21 million market cap in Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin market cap goes up by $1 billion, a lot of people think that $1 billion went into Bitcoin. Like there was $1 billion worth of Bitcoin bought. That's actually incorrect. The market cap is the total Bitcoin multiplied by the share price at any given second. Okay? Any given moment in time. If Bitcoin is worth $1 and for some reason the next guy buys it, he buys 0.1 Bitcoin for $1.10. Okay? The whole Bitcoin is now worth $1.1 million. That 1.1 Bitcoin purchase just made Bitcoin go up by $100,000. Okay? So it doesn't take an extraordinarily large amount of money to move the market cap of anything in any specific direction. Now, that's not to say it doesn't take money, because it does. Anytime you have what's called a liquid market with many participants, it's going to take money to buy out those sellers and sell out those buyers. So, you know, there was some money exchanged hands here, don't get me wrong, but let's say 100 million was wiped out, right? I don't think it was, but let's say it was. Doesn't mean 100 million was lost. Okay? Doesn't mean 100 million is gone. It just means that it's basically paper gains in Bitcoin. So I never replied to your question about holding ADA. Well, what's your time frame? It's very difficult to understand the time frame on a trade, and it's extremely important. The most important question anyone should ask you if you're asking an opinion is your time frame, because it comes down to your strategy. Okay, it comes down to your strategy. So, any thoughts on ETH? Yeah, I think ETH is well, let me look at it before I give a thought. Low volume. Looks like a rising channel. Maybe forming in Bitcoin as well. So I advised a gentleman earlier, I think around here, to go ahead and sell his Ethereum and then buy if it like, well, he would have already bought. I think he said buy if it gets over a certain level. I don't know if it was this level or this level, I don't remember, but it's already lower here. I think Ethereum's not too bad down here. It's going to move with Bitcoin. It's just gonna move with Bitcoin. BQX. If that's not a good enough answer for you, I say you sell if it gets underneath this low. If volume is improving, if volume is getting higher, I would actually get rid of the position if you're in it for just for trades, BQX. So what I do like about BQX here, I do like the fact that it's kind of holding this trend line, is holding a very narrow range, which is bullish. Narrow range would imply, yeah, right there. So that narrow range right there would imply that there's strength in the coin. There's a lack of selling in this basing area, which is very good. So yeah, I think this thing, if the market stays healthy, then I think this thing is going to have a pretty good run on it at some point in time. You may get a shakeout, but as long as we come back into this channel, so let's go ahead and put an alert on this one. This one's pretty good. I like it. Let's do it right there. Pretty close to that little topping candle. Not bad. You can tell how late it is by the frequency of my yawns. Oh, that's funny. Do I have a stock trading channel? What do you think about RPX? I do not have a stock trading channel. I've thought about making one for many years now, but all the guys that do stocks on YouTube have like 1,000 subscribers and they've been doing it for years. It's just not worth the time. So, RPX, I'm not sure about RPX. I've never looked at that one. Red Pine Exploration or RPX is Canadian. I can't trade Canadians, so I'm not sure if I could look at that actually. Yeah, not sure about that one. But yeah, if I go to RPX on the Canadian exchange, let's take a look at it. Oh, it's a penny stock. You don't trade penny stocks. I don't trade penny stocks. I'm not interested in this. Not at all. Not my cup of tea. Not what I do. I don't trade penny stocks. It's worse than crypto. Penny stocks are worse than crypto. They're less fluid. You have big, like these are big spreads, and it's just not good. It'd have to get over here above 141 before I'd be interested in this if you were to take it. But usually these stocks tend to go lower and stay lower. So let's get out of that before I throw up a little bit in my mouth. Okay. Someone mentioned Nebel here. Nebel's looking okay. Not too bad. Let's dig down to the 15-minute. Getting a little bit of selling. So Nebel's just kind of, actually Nebel has a big kind of head and shoulders pattern with a very low implied downside target. Don't think that is necessarily going to play out, although it may, you're only going to want to buy Nebel on a big dip or on extreme strength. Those would be the only ways that I would play Nebel right now. So Wabi's doing one of its only consolidations that it's ever done. Kind of had a little cup with handle here, a little consolidation here. Now it's doing a bigger one. It's a little mal-shaped. It's not really, it looks like it, I typically would want to see a channel. And we kind of see it, but not really. It's kind of a broadening megaphone pattern more than anything. Okay, so all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to check Bitcoin one more time. I'm going to call it a night. I have not gotten any sleep in like the past 3 nights. It's been brutal for me personally. Ugh. That's why I've been yawning so much. Sorry about that. And Bitcoin looks like we've come back up a little bit. Looks like we're trying to do something, but right now, to be quite honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, this is looking like some kind of a bear flag. This is looking like somewhat of a bear flag for me right now. I'm not really happy with this particular action. If it breaks up out of the bear flag, that's fantastic. If it breaks down from the bear flag, not very good. Not very good here. So breaking out to the longer term time frame, because I don't want to leave you guys with FUD at the bottom. Okay. Longer term time frame. We're sitting here bouncing here above this trend line, which also coincides with what I just talked about if you can break out of that flag pattern there, then we can go ahead and go higher. On the daily, which we still have a long time in, we have a long time in this day, so 6 hours. So that's some pretty intense volume in 6 hours. Maybe it gets here to 12. So maybe we end up with a large red candle here, even though this is bought up quite significantly. So there's a possibility that is the bottom. Possibility that is the bottom. If so, we would have put in a double bottom here. So that is good for a bullish case scenario. Okay, good for a bullish case scenario. I wouldn't get too fudded out at this point. But yeah, that's kind of how that goes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry I'm fading quickly here. I don't want to sit here just for the sake of sitting here. I will see you guys next time. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content. Please like the video. Leave a comment if you want to as well. I have some, if you want to support the channel, I have a Coinigy address. If you're going to get Coinigy anyways, hit the link. That would be great. I also have some addresses. And check out my website, real-crypto.com. It's under construction right now, but it will be coming out and changing. It's metamorphosizing into a beautiful butterfly, and that should be coming out in a couple of weeks. I know that's a lifetime in crypto, and you probably won't remember that, but I just have to say it. So, all right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate all of your questions. Some of them have been very good. And, yeah. Thank you guys. Have a good evening. Sleep well. Have your stop losses in place in case of a panic sell-off, and maybe some stop buys in place in case of the opposite. Have a good night.